Alright, so it's been a couple days. I haven't been able to get back to this. So we're going to finish putting this thing back together and seeing if I got the grindy shutter as well as the dial wheels functioning. I guess I already checked the dial wheels, but I guess we'll check them again, obviously, after we get it all back together. Do we want to check to see if there is any grit up here? I suspect there is, yeah. I don't know how well sealing they think this is gonna do. I can't reuse that. Can't reuse that. Oh yeah, look at that adhesive around the ring. It wasn't holding on to anything. It was just full of grit. Sand everywhere. Yep, got grit in there. Kinds of loose sand on the ring here. I'm not. This is that front piece that I was talking about earlier. That's held on by the metal. This metal adhesive backing, I'm not messing with it. There's no point in it, other than if I want to have a heck of a time replacing it, which I don't. Let's get everything out of there I can. There's nothing else in there. No more grit. always forget how this goes on. There we go. That must be it. Or maybe not. Maybe it's the other way. Yeah, that would make sense. This particular ring has seen a lot of different lenses. It's pretty worn. Now, Photo Dio used to sell a metal conversion ring. I'm not sure if I have. I used to have one. Do I have it handy? That's the question. Can't see nothing here. Thought I had one around here, but with the cat trying to get up on my desk, I've piled so much stuff on it so you can't. Oh, here, maybe this is it. Maybe. My cat Remy is a scavenger. He likes to come up here and pick off little bits and bobs and hide them on me. It's like a little raccoon. This is an all metal version that replaces this ring and makes it completely stable. A lot more stable than the plastic. Now on the A7 II line, when they moved from the A7 Mark Is to the Mark IIs, they fixed that problem. But these are still nice to have if you get the original A7 line. I believe I took this one off of a camera that I had worked on, but I had purchased one online that was the the signature edition, the gold version. That's on my camera now. I think it's a gold version. I'd have to look at it, but anyway. Makes it more stable so you don't have to worry about issues with the lens. Now you want to make sure when you put this back on that spring is functional. Because if the spring isn't functional, you're not going to get, you got to make sure that works. Because if it doesn't depress and spring back up, if it's not working, your lens is going to get stuck on and you're not getting it off unless you break it. That's Louis. He's up in the window above the camera, if you can hear him. He's a orange kitty, very fluffy. He's not as mischievous as Remy, but he is being mischievous now. No, Louis. Up on the windowsill, the drop ceiling drops down about 4 inches from the top, and you can see through into the drop ceiling, so they continuously try to want to get up there. And unfortunately, Remy has been successful of getting into the drop ceiling one day through the closet. That was a fun morning for Susie. I did have some double-sided tape here somewhere. Oh, there we go. I need to keep the stuff in a bag or something. It just, unfortunately, it picks up the cat hair that I'm forever dealing with. I think I gotta go 2 layers thick on this stuff, if I remember correctly. Need to find some thicker tape. I don't know, I bought this quite a few years ago. This will help a bit better to weather seal it. The other stuff was so dried out that it wasn't protecting anything. There was no stick in it. It was just the grit. Oh, got it short, but it'll be fine. Better than it was, that's for sure. Oh wait, what am I doing? Upside down. Yeah, I could probably go 3 layers thick on that. I feel like it was doing nothing. Wasn't even touching the sides. yeah, we got a little grip on it that time. I don't know, maybe I could go another round, but I did feel it grip something, so we're just gonna go with 3. If I go with 4, it might not fit. Alright, so the next thing goes on is the shutter, as you can tell. Come on now. There it goes. I'll make sure that this seat's good. I feel like there's a little play in this. Feels like there's some sort of an obstruction, but is this together tight and straight? That clip. That's tight. Okay. Must be good. That's why they, apparently why they shim the sensor, in case that front plate is not entirely flat, I guess. Sometimes I like to put my initials down here. Clean up the outside of this a little bit before I go any farther. from a good shell contact. Okay, so now's the sensor. Make sure we got these shims in place. Would really like to be able to get a little bit more of the grit off of this back side of this sensor, but it's like embedded in the very soft in this very soft thermal pad. Like 1 grain at a time, maybe I can get some of it off, but this thermal pad is not meant to be really removed and replaced too much. It is very fragile. If you put it on this paper that I use for the other stuff, it'll like absorb the moisture out of it. See, it's so fragile. I'll take the heatsink off just to see if there's any nope, it's on there. I don't want to take that off. I forgot. You gotta peel these apart, I think, to do it. But I'm not doing it. Just not doing it. Make sure that that ribbon is not underneath the sensor. Make sure this has clearance. Just get them in snug, and then you'll tighten them up after you get the third one in. You want to make sure this is as straight as what it was when you took it off. Otherwise, those shims will not be, good for the distance. Snug them up. Okay. Alright, now we're getting to be putting this thing back together. I'm going to double check some of these other components. I see some sand on these. Took all that time to get all the sand out of everything else. Shouldn't stop now. Excuse me. Okay, this is a little tricky because of these ribbons here. This one will go through, but I find it easiest if you kind of get these in place here. You try to push the ribbon through at an angle here. Then you got to try to get this one down under. And then you got to get this middle shelf is a pain in the butt. You got to make sure all of these, missing one, are over without breaking them, of course. Make sure that that's not under. Post. There we go. It feels good. It feels like it's all the way seated. Ribbon, 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 ribbon. Okay. All right. I'll put the top ones in first. These are the tapping screws. Ooh, I almost did what I told myself not to do. This is the mental note I made in, I think, video 2. This needs to go in before you secure this. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time backtracking. These are the things that I'm still trying to keep in my mind as I'm doing repairs. Go ahead and seat the bottom in place here. Okay, second tapping screw right above, low pass filter ribbon. Make sure that these are nice and snug, not too over tight obviously, but make sure that those are good. Alright, then this piece, make sure that you've got your wireless ribbon routed correctly. Kind of goes in this little channel. Come on. more stubborn than what you would think, honestly. Okay. Put this in place. Alright, so this is in between the two plates. This is in between the two plates. And it'll just seat right down. Middle one is a tapping screw. I like to do the middle one first. The battery compartment one is a number 2 standard thread because it's screwing into the middle housing of the battery compartment. And then you've got another tapping screw, number 12, I believe, on the top. Alright. Everything looks like it is seated well. I believe I can do the top one here. I think. No, I cannot do this one yet. That screws the top section down. Okay. Get this ribbon in place. Make sure it's locked underneath this tab and on that post. Now we can start putting the board in. This one's always going to be a pain in the butt, this little ribbon here, but nothing you can do about it. You just got to pull it through. Oh yeah, apologies. You gotta insert these two ribbons before you flip it down. Should go in fairly easily. As long as your flippers are flipped open. If they're flipped closed, you're going to have a problem. Make sure that they're straight. Tighten them down, double check they're straight. Angle it in. Get those all over. Okay. Post is in place, post is in place. They're lined up. This one's always kind of a turd getting this through. Just be careful, kind of, because you don't want to rip this ribbon here. Use very slight tension. Oh my goodness. This one's being a bear. This one's a little extra bent, I think. There we go. Good, good, good. Just popped out. You can now do these two ribbons and the top big ribbon, but you don't want to do this one yet. Just gently walk these in. Board's moving a bit. I need to get this stable. The 3 silver screws go on the ground points that are on the board here. The 4th ground point is a number 2. Now that's stable. go together with the top. I'm gonna go bold and I'm gonna put it all together. Looking good. Looking good. Okay. Tapper, tapper, tapper. Number 2. Number 2. This is a tapper. This is a tapper. Ooh. Some sand I did not see. It's not moving though. Down, down. This one needs to go down. Down. Yeah, I don't know how they got sand underneath the glass, but I'm not taking it apart to try to get it. It is a little bit of a, it's not super complicated, but it just is not a fun job. I didn't validate that that was in all the way. Pretty sure I got it all in with the finger, but you need to make sure that all these are in. Okay. Okay. I already said I was going to go bold, so we're going to put it back together like we're done. I'm going to go with confidence on this one. We'll see if it's warranted. Oop. Everything's looking good. This particular ribbon is a little bit more bent than some that I've worked with. It's not as easy to get the right angle on it. There it goes, I think. Oh yeah. Dang it! Can't. Mental notes. Just in your head. I'll remember them eventually. This thing does not want to stay on. Should be able to get this on without removing the LCD cable. There we go. I like how the A7 line had these 4 points to hold it in versus the 2 that are on this one, or this one, or this one. They're in the A7 II line, honestly. Keeps it from moving around. I don't like that it's only the 2 on the new revision. Okay, now we're going to test it. Hopefully going bold didn't backfire. Autofocus. Ooh, listen to that shutter. Oh, yeah. Oh, this battery's dead. Did you hear that shutter compared to the first one? Oh my goodness, it was so nasty sounding before. With all that grit in there. Oh yeah, we just saved a shutter, boy. That sounds clean. That is clean. Yeah, that is super clean. Wheel works. Wheel works. Auto works. The mode dial works. Uh-oh. Did I forget something? Oh no. Oh no. Going bold. The only thing that doesn't work. That works. Well, this is a bad day, folks. This was working previously. I bet you I forgot to plug a ribbon in. If I had to guess, I forgot to plug that ribbon in. How much time do I got? It's been an hour. Okay. I'm gonna stop the recording here. I'm gonna plug this ribbon back in and I will be back. I don't want you to have to suffer through all of that again. So yeah, let me do all that work over again. It won't be too bad. Getting the top off doesn't take too long, really. But still, I will show you the final result in, I don't know, approximately 15-20 minutes. I don't know, it's been like, I don't know, 5 minutes. I plugged this in over top of that cable, right over top of it. So what happens when you don't do some of these pieces too often. So yeah, if you're watching, don't make that mistake. For God's sakes, don't do it. This is kind of a pain in the butt little ribbon to work with too. There's no tabs. How am I gonna do that? Oh, there's a little ridge. Maybe that'll work. There's a little tiny ridge here to work with. Ooh. There we go. There we go. Maybe I should have just kept filming, because it really didn't take me long to get to this point. I'll just continue on without interruption. In. Okay, we're good. Well, this new top rivet has got to get formed into place now, I tell you. All right. Oh, look at that. The wheel works. I'm actually really happy that this that the ribbon for the front and back scroll wheels worked. I wasn't sure if it was going to work or not. I think it was attached to maybe a couple of wheels. One or the other didn't function. So this is a good test, obviously, to make sure that that worked. Yep. Alright, button this thing up and get it for sale. I really don't like, somebody had to obviously worked on this. I really don't like that edge there. It's just not natural, it's not right. It's not supposed to be there. But I'm not messing with it. It came that way. I'm going to sell it that way. There's no point in me messing with it. LCD panels are not one thing that you really want to mess with. Don't fix it if it's broken, kind of deal. The rest of the screws. Now I don't know if there's some screws here that are not for this camera, just due to some of the screws were not in the right places. I think this is an extra screw. So I don't know what shop worked on it, but some of the stuff just wasn't in the right places. So we'll just see how it goes back together, I guess. Do I really want to use this? This back is so nasty. Do I have one? Have one, but it's nicer. I don't know if I want to. Might as well put it on. If I ever put together a pure parts on parts camera, I use that other one. forgot. Forgot the 2 screws down there. Don't want to forget that. It's an anchor point for the whole frame. And not to mention the tripod mount. Now, fixing this camera does bode well for another camera that I have that has a crunchy shutter. Has to be the same kind of a deal where there's junk in the gears, so pretty sure that is one. That's the one that I did A7 shutter replacement on. Tutorial video specifically. Anymore, I'm just showing you what I'm working on, and it's not necessarily tutorials, but they kind of play as a tutorial, you know what I mean? Yeah, we've got a bunch of number 1s that are left over here. I might have to get some number 2s from somewhere. We'll see. Apparently this one didn't have a battery compartment. Maybe I'll bundle this one. Maybe I'll make this one a bundle with a extended battery. Crusty number 2. The last crusty number 2. I don't want that on the outside. No, it's not really necessarily on the outside, but outside enough. Put that up inside the battery compartment. Oh, it looks like we need one more number 2 to complete this. This one won't work. These are crusty. These are the beach screws. How far are we in? 18 minutes from starting point. So I think this will be about an hour and a half video, roughly. Could have been a little bit less. But I did want to shake that front apart. Get all that sand out of the front. Not perfect, but they're going to be behind eyepiece, which I actually have to get an eyepiece out. Boom. Alright. And I might just make this, like I said, kit. What do you think, huh? I think so. I think that's what I'll do. I'll make this one a kit. So yeah, alright, well, hopefully you found that interesting. Appreciate you watching. Take care. I'm going to watch some Netflix.